So I'm going to get into pouring some waves on the board, but first I just had a few little pours that I wanted to do on some smaller items. So you'll see those pours and I'll speed them up so you don't have to sit through the boring bits. And at the very end, for those of you that like to watch unmoldings, after the credits for this, I will have all the unmoldings for you to look at if you want to watch that. And I've put them at double time. So here now I'm just mixing up some gold powder in my resin to go into these molds, as everything I'm going to pour is gold or clear with gold flakes in it. So this is about to get speeded up and we can get through this quickly. And here are the flakes that I'm using. I think these are from Just For You Online UK. And then here is the white, which is from Armor Art, which I use for all of my lacing. It's really, really hard to get out of the bottle. It's a very thick paste, and honestly, I wish they packaged it in a jar instead of a squeeze bottle. Now, this mold that I'm pouring into right now is from a Russian company called Art Blanc. They have really beautiful molds for really great prices. And then the little molds on the side that I'm doing right now are from a company in England who, or a girl in England who makes these really cute snail molds that I'm using. They're a bit fiddly because it's hard to get the resin down into their little antenna. And then here I'm just doing some seashells. Now, while I'm doing all this, my resin is thickening, the clear resin that I'm about to pour on the board. And here is the trick that I discovered works the best for getting good lacing is you let the resin start to cure in the cup. So I wait until it's warm through the cup on my cheek. I usually hold it up to my cheek, and when I can feel that the resin is warm, not hot, but warming, then I pour it. So this is clear resin for the first layer that I'll be doing on this board. Now I'm just spreading the resin out a little to make sure all this portion of the board is covered. I filmed this in real time, this part, or kept it in real time because so many videos speed this part of the process up, and I wanted you to see it all in real time. Now I'm going to add the resin that is mixed with the white Armor Art. So now I'm just following the edge that the resin poured onto the board has left. Now I'm going to take a heat gun and on medium high to high heat, I'm just going to gently blow the white into the clear. Now some people, when they do this, they get a lot of lacing right away. That usually doesn't happen for me. I don't know if it's the brand of resin that makes the difference. I'm not sure, maybe the brand of whitener, but I don't get instant lacing. That comes later. So I'm holding the nozzle almost parallel to the board as I blow the white up into the clear. And again, I'm doing this in real time so that you can see how long it takes and the process involved, because when people blow it, or when people speed up the video, it always makes me feel like I'm doing it way too slow. I seem to forget that that was actually double or quadruple time or more. Now at the top of the handles, the hole for the handles, there was no foam, so I'm just adding a little bit more white at the top so that I can get a little bit of foam up there. And I'm blowing this out quite a bit so that I don't get a line. Now, I'm still going to add a little bit more, I guess, here. And now this next step is where I see all the lacing come. You take your butane torch and go lightly over the whole wave, keeping the flame moving constantly or you'll burn your resin. And I go over it several times and you'll see the lacing start to appear, and it will grow even more when the flame is turned off. The lacing continues to grow. Okay, and now this is the next day. I'm just brushing off any dust that may have fallen through the night. I normally cover my pieces, but I didn't have anything big enough to cover this board. It's 29 inches long. So I just took a soft new makeup brush, never used for anything but this. So now this is the teal paint by Golden that I always use. I love these two colors I'm about to use. I've tried many different colors and I always go back to these two. They're my favorite. And I've already let this resin sit for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And every resin will be different. So again, just check the warmth of the resin against your cheek. And that's the other color. I can't remember what it's called, but I held it up there and you should have been able to read it. I also tap the side of the stir stick against a clean side of the cup inside to see how the resin sticks and holds. And when it stays there without running off completely, then I know the resin is ready. And I also like to see a few strands of resin cling between the side of the cup and the stick when I pull it away. Then I know the resin's ready. Now I'm just trying to get some pigment out of this squeeze bottle. I've taken the squeeze bottle nozzle off because honestly it's just so hard to get the resin out or the pigment out. And I'm just mixing up the white for the foam. I just have to move that little paper around. My grandchildren watch my videos, so I like to leave them a little note. So I'm pouring the lighter color first. And now the darker color. Now I'm going to blend the two together. And this doesn't have to be, perfectly artistically blended because when I blow the white, it's going to mix these two colors even more. Sometimes I do the turquoise, the lighter turquoise, blow it, then wait for that to dry and do a third layer with the dark and then blow that. But lately I've been doing this more because I really, really love the effect of the two colors blending together. And then when the white foam goes into that, it's really beautiful. So I think most of my pours I'm going to be doing this way from now on. I just really like the effect. Now I'm just picking up a little bit of the resin that's dripped onto the mat and tapping it along the sides just to give the sides full cover. I don't do that along the back because when I blow the resin, most of it will, well, not most of it, but a lot of it will flow off over the side and it'll get covered. And now I'm taking the white and doing my leading edge of the wave. I decided to add a little more white where the two colors meet. What that does is give that area some real depth when it's blown out, and you'll see that in the finished result. And yes, I just switched from my right hand to my left. I know some people can't do that, but in some things in life, I'm ambidextrous. Now again, just using the torch to remove bubbles and to also bring out the lacing. I'm just blowing that little line out, making it softer. And that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope you've learned something. And if you did, please make a comment so I know. I love reading your comments.